Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a mid-month for the month of January Tarot Oracle reading. And Virgo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Virgo, we still all have a little bit of Virgo in us. If you have your birth chart, what house is Virgo in? That's where this information will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Be aware that this is a general or collective reading. And so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And this is also a timely reading. So if you are watching this sometime after I posted it, this is the perfect time for you to watch this. Just go back to when I posted it to see what was going on in your life at that time for more clarity on your situation. And I've already shuffled the cards. I just want to give them one more quick cut. And we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is showing up quite a bit in my readings lately. There seems to be like a lot of justice needing to be meted out through the world right now. So Virgo, are you looking for justice? The Hierophant is sitting on his throne, and he's in between these two pillars representing extreme situations. So he's the in-between. And he is representing the in-between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So this is justice coming from above and being brought down to earth. His right hand is in the form of a blessing. So if you are looking for justice and you've been wronged, you are now, this is a blessing coming in for you. And that's the underlying energy for the entire reading. Now we're going to get the underlying energy for the bottom part of my spread here. And this is about your internal forces. This is what you do have control over, and how are you going to respond rather than react. We have the Magician. Yay! So the Magician is saying that as above, so below, just like the Hierophant. So whatever you've done on a spiritual level is going to come down to earth, and vice versa. And this sometimes can talk about the energy of every thought that we have, it comes from our will and from our desire, which is a spiritual issue. And so what happens is, whatever thoughts we have, they are what are manifested into matter, as above, so below, down to earth. There's infinite potential in this. And the Magician is showing you that you have all the tools you need on your bench here. The only danger here is getting caught. He's got a snake around his waist, which is biting its tail. This is the Ouroboros. And this is talking, don't get caught in a loop. Make sure that you're moving forward and that you're using your energy to manifest in a real strong way. So that's the underlying energy for the internal boundaries. And so the first card out, we have Victory. So Victory is coming in. The horse is a representative of emotions and being able to rein the emotions in. This horse is really well trained, you'll notice. It's not requiring a lot of energy to hold this horse back. It's actually looking at the rider for direction. And we have, this sometimes represents like a victory in a battle. It can be a victory at sports. It could be victory in business, just a self-victory, a victory for, something that you are proud of that you've done for yourself, that kind of energy. And it's talking about really becoming that leader that you can be, and that other people are starting to notice, hey, this person is really a very good leader. We should follow this person. That kind of energy. Also, because we're moving into the year of the horse here on February 17th in the Chinese calendar, what we want in the new year will be on the 17th. And this, the old energy was the snake. And so this is a really good time to shed anything else that is no longer working for you and let it go, and then move into this horse energy. Now the horse energy is very fiery. It's a fire horse energy, and it's talking about really having a lot of inspiration behind it, adventure, like embracing the new, It's also very free-spirited. And the problem with this horse energy is it can be very impulsive. If you've ever seen a horse that gets spooked and then they run, and if they get the bit in their mouth, good luck, right? They're going to go where they want to go instead of doing what you want them to. And that's kind of like how your emotions can get also. And we have the Page of Wands coming in. So the Page of Wands is coming in with a message. And this is a communication. So this can be, and it's a passionate communication. The Page of Wands, the pages would work for the royal court, starting usually around the age of 7 to 14, and they would work in the court, delivering messages, doing small tasks. If they became really good at it and they wanted to, they could move forward and be presented for knighthood, as long as they could afford a horse by the time they were 21. So this is talking about communication coming in. Of course, these days, the communication, we don't have to travel on foot or by horse to communicate with each other anymore. So this could be a letter coming in. It could be an energy of, a text, a phone call, a social media post, something that you see on the news, that kind of energy. And the thing about the Page of Wands is it's probably like this could also be a thought from yourself about the direction you want to go in. You notice that the Page of Wands is really admiring his wand. So this energy can be very impulsive. Think of the Page of Wands is sometimes thinking with his little head instead of his big head. And so quite often actually think of teenage boy energy. And so this is very impulsive, fiery, and also really like adventure. And you see the pyramids right there. That is showing that he loves to, knowledge and to look into the future and see, hey, what are the mysteries of the world about? This is showing someone who has a lot of enthusiasm for what they're doing. And now we have someone walking away, though. So this could be an energy of, you were victorious and you're really doing something that you really love to do. It's funny because my name Colette actually means victory in French. And then this energy is this is the Eight of Cups coming through. And I don't know, that just popped into my head, a thought. And this energy is like the Eight of Cups and walking away from something that you put a lot of energy into. And it was something that you love to do or be, or it could be you walked away from someone that you love or, that kind of energy. And we have the full moon talking about the release. And then we have a new moon coming up on I think it's the 17th. I haven't looked too much into that moon yet. I believe it's a Capricorn new moon. And I'm going to do a reading on that after this one will be after this set of readings. So in the meantime, I did do a new moon reading and a full moon reading for your sign for December. So take a look at that if it could be talking past, present, or future. And then we also have this energy of the Five of Pentacles. So it's about being left out in the cold. The energy is talking about someone who's on crutches and the other one is barefoot. Now, this can be saying that the energy is like 50-50 kind of energy. And it also can say that you were left out in the cold or you left someone out in the cold and just walked away, that kind of energy. The Five of Pentacles is representing kind of like half of, like the 10 Pentacles is the most that you can get in the deck. So the Five of Pentacles is talking about, tactics quite often being used that left you out in the cold. Or it could be because you walked away that you left someone in the cold. And so this is talking about, there's a lot of snow here. I'm from Canada. I consider myself a pretty good expert on snow. I lived in the prairies and the winters there, the winter season quite often can last 5 months. And, so there's a lot of snow. And the thing is, when it starts snowing, it's really pretty and you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, it's so pretty. And the individual snowflakes, they're so pretty, and everyone is an individual. The one thing that they do have in common is they're all hexagons, and that kind of talks about the energy on the planet. People have human beings have an innate desire to be part of a tribe and to belong to community. So one of the most cruel things that can happen to someone is that they're being left out in the cold. Actually, this one person is wearing a bell, and he's been forced to wear it because they consider him to have the plague. And if he, everywhere this person goes, he is recognized as carrying this plague so that people can get out of his way if he comes anywhere near. So you can imagine that would make it very challenging. You know, back in the days that this tarot was drawn, we didn't have ID, like digital ID, etc., right? So they would just hang the bell on someone. And the energy here is, okay, these people are walking past the church. They could go into the church, but they've decided to collaborate with each other and do their best to get through this. The thing about all this snow is that, you know, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if you end up having too many flakes and it piles up, you'd be surprised how quickly it can pile up. And you know, you're shoveling snow for days, you know, just to get your car out of the driveway so you can go somewhere. It's that, and the roads are blocked, and it causes so many issues. So that's kind of the energy here, like everything being more challenging than it should be, and it being, you know, like being left to deal with that energy on your own. So let's see what is this about. Okay, we have rowing off to calmer waters with God. So this is talking about being in this state and having like this energy of really rough waters, and then, you know, deciding, you know, I need some peace in my life. And maybe they did go into the church and ask, hey, we need some peace here. Like, can you, you know, will you pray for us? That kind of energy. And now they're taking the boat to the calmer shore with God. And this is talking sometimes about healing your inner child. And because you see, there's no baggage. There's just this adult and a child here. And the long pole represents the conveyor taking you across. You have to dig deep to be able to reach the bottom. You like to make this boat move forward. So it's talking about some, you know, really having to have been through it and having to really dig deep to heal yourself so that you can move forward in a strong way. Now that probably is what this blessing is about. You know, justice being served for the situation. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups coming in, and the Knight of Cups represents the energy of, it's not just passion now. This is like, oh, I'm actually in love. This is true love. And the Knight of Cups is like the knight in shining armor that we hear about in the romance novels and in the movies. And yes, he does really exist. You notice the energy of the horse is pretty much the same as the energy of this horse. So this love that's come in is like a real true cup of love. Like it's there's no reining the horse in. The horse is in sync with the rider here. And the Knight of Cups is, you know, really, you know, the knight in shining armor. He's dressed to the nines. And this is an energy of like, this is a true cup of love. This is someone saying, hey, I would like to marry you, or I would like to be committed to you, that kind of energy. And it's a communication, some form of communication. Now, we're going to just check here. We have, so the internal forces are around being able to bring what you want from heaven down to earth. And we have this identity of the self-image. So this is, you feel that you're victorious, that you deserve victory, that you are good at reining in your emotions and you're a leader. Then we have the abundance and self-worth here. So this is someone that can see the world like really optimistic, really in the energy of, hey, let's go and tackle all these mysteries in the world, and let's go out there and in really real enthusiasm, not just for the adventure, but also for the energy of just passion of life, you know, that kind of energy. And then we have communication from your early life. So you may feel at some point, you might have felt like you were in this position when you were a child. This is kind of like black sheep of the family energy, like not fitting in with the rest of the family for some reason. That's the kind of energy. And, there's always someone in the family that, that it's just the way it is. So it's kind of representing if you were a child like that you had to, go inward and kind of go on your own path, and maybe you differed from the rest of the family. I really feel this is talking about your childhood. But the thing about that is that it, at the same time, is how your romantic language, right? So this can talk about, what happened to you as a child is how you hold yourself, how you carry yourself in your romantic relationships. And then this is your emotional foundation from when you were a child. And so your home and family, how it affects who you are now and how you deal with your family life now. And so this energy, again, is talking about, having to be like an individual that is like on their own, someone that has had to like maybe left home early. You might be a runaway, you might be a foster child. There could have been all sorts of situations coming in here, but I'm getting the home life wasn't steady for you. It just wasn't. And so it's affected how you handle as an adult, how you handle romantic love, and how you handle true love kind of energy. Then we have the creativity, romance, and children. This is that house here. And so this is talking about, again, having to put these thoughts, hang them up. Like there's two swords here. And I feel like this is like maybe you've gone inward now. And you are, you've healed your inner child. And now, because of that, you're leaving the rough waters and you're going into the smooth waters. And now, like, you're being offered a real, true cup of love here. And this is like, your romantic partner love. And this energy here, I was picking up some energy around that of, now it's slipped by now. I'm just... looking at it. What was I thinking about there? There was something about this energy here could be two versions of yourself also. I'm not quite sure what this is about. We'll see if it comes up again. Anyway, this is about here. This is about, changing the way that you do things now. And these two swords represent, the healing and the thoughts of you as a child and then as an adult. And then being able to put those, in a position where you can have better thoughts ahead. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. I've never read that card quite like that before, but I feel like that's kind of what it's about. And then this card can represent, this should actually be this way, your health and your wealth, like the way that your daily routines, your habits, like how they're affecting, how your everyday habits are affecting your life. And so it talks about for you to be able to make this shift, you may need to change some of those habits. Or after making the shift, you change some of your daily habits, and you're different in your life now than from how you were before you healed this. Okay, so this is talking about the external forces now. So the external forces are the forces that are outside of you that you don't have control over. You do have, with the inner forces, you do have control over how you react to the external forces or how you don't react and you respond instead of operating from like a small child, being able to look at it from a more mature point of view. And so this energy is talking about the inner forces are kind of like the what if, what if I do this? What if that happens? What if I do that? What if this happens? If you've ever been in that position, like you could lay awake all night doing that. It just keeps you going in circles like the Ouroboros, right? And so this energy is similar to that. This is someone who's juggling, and they could be juggling pentacles. They could be juggling you know, their emotions, like it's about, they could be like work hard, play hard. It's like juggling two opposites. So this could say that your romantic partner looks at you as someone who's totally opposite from them. This isn't in the sign of the infinity symbol. Sometimes opposites do attract. This is also talking about someone who's multitasking. They're very busy. They're, you know, like they have a lot of balls in there, and they have to keep juggling their time, their energy. And this represents health, wealth, happiness. And part of that, of course, is money. So it could be like even working two jobs, that kind of energy. Or being very busy at work in two different ways, having to put on two different hats, you know, taking on the responsibility of two people, what two employees would do, and doing that as one person. That's the energy I'm picking up. But because of that, the wave is gaining momentum. So this can represent forward movement, and it also can represent a sinking ship eventually if you're multitasking so much that you get to the point where there's little quality and it's more quantity. And also, this card does say, be aware that you juggle your options, but do not juggle your morals, that kind of energy. And then we have the Queen of Swords coming in on the external forces. So this is talking about someone that has this is the Queen. She is sitting on her throne. Oh, do you want to come up? My little cat wants to come up and purr. Okay, you can sit on my lap. Her job is to purr through the readings, raise the vibration. That's a good girl. And we have the Queen of Swords. So she is sitting on her throne, and she's got her left hand out. So she's willing to receive this cup of love. It's like right at her here. Although if we turn this card this way, look what happens. the Knight of Cups is actually going directly in the direction of juggling. So what is that about? That might be why the Queen of Swords walked away. Or this could be the energy of walking away from your true love kind of energy. However that works out for you in your situation. And so this is like she has her hand out and she's willing to receive. Having said that, she's got her right hand with the sword in it, and she's like, you better come in correct, or don't bother even coming in at all. She's in the mood where she's been there, she's done that, she bought the t-shirt, and she's not interested in repeating anything that she may have walked away from. And particularly if it's romantic love, she's like, and in the background on the swords, in this suit, all of the face cards have little flocks of birds in the background, and she only has one bird, and that's because she is a very an individual person. She may have started off like as a much warmer person, but she's becoming very cold because she's been through a lot, and her head is now above the clouds, and she has clarity, and so she doesn't want to put up with any nonsense. She doesn't have the patience for it. It's kind of like, just off with your head. It's just easier that way for her. And so this is the energy she's in. This quite often can represent someone, like a lot of people might gossip about the Queen of Swords because she'll appear to be very cold and be kind of a loner. But the problem with this is that she doesn't participate in gossip. She's more the one that gets gossiped about, and she could really give a shift. Like she really doesn't care what other people have to say about it because she knows what she's been through and she has clarity on it. And that's the energy. So this is not someone that is inexperienced in that way. And if she's going to accept a cup of love, it's going to have to be one that is worthy of her. And that's coming back to this energy. So if you're the Queen of Swords here, this is the energy you're in. You're not interested in this cup of love. Like you may have already sent this person away because you recognize, another player, they're juggling their morals. It's not what I want. That's the kind of energy that this is saying. Or, and recognize that the Queen of Swords can be someone it doesn't have to be a female. These are archetypes. So this could be a male in their in his feminine energy, as well as a female in her feminine energy. And as well, the knight could be a male in their masculine energy or a female in their masculine energy. That's true of all the archetypes in the tarot. Like in the old days, of course, the pages and knights were always male, but these days they could easily be female as well. So just to make that clear. So this energy is talking about an external force, and we're doing this reading for you, Virgo. So I feel like this is an energy, this is talking about your internal dynamics here, the internal forces. So I feel like if this queen walked away from you, that you didn't consider it to be a true cup of love. And if you walked away from the queen, then she's in this position, and you might have come back and said, hey, remember me? And she said, yes, I do. Goodbye. That's the energy right there. Very clear. Okay, and then we have, all these opportunities coming in. So that I feel like this is talking about this Knight of Cups, this energy. It could be talking, like you might be represented here by the Page of Wands, because the energy coming in here was victory, and then right away the message from this. And so this energy, you might have walked away, like there's 8 cups here, and walking away from 8 cups, it's like, that's quite a lot of energy. So it's something that you put a lot of energy into, but you just didn't feel that it was for you anymore. And you could see so many other opportunities. Like there was at least 7 cups out there. And these each have a gift in them, and you saw them all as possibilities for you. So you made that choice, like, okay, I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to go after all of these opportunities. And so you're like a black hole, just waiting for opportunity to come in. Now, this energy is external force energy, but like the opportunities belong to you. That's the energy. Like you could claim that or not claim it. And you could also, each of these cups has a different gift in it. One has a snake in it. One has like a laurel flowers, someone who's really natural in beauty, that kind of energy. And so it was up to you to choose. And this is past, present, future. It's up to you to choose, okay, which of these opportunities is the one that you really want to go with. And you have access to all of them. So it could be more like, in what order do I want to take these cups of love? And so this could represent actually like this player energy, you know, like this enthusiasm for that. And hey, if you're young and you're not attached to anyone, why not do that, right? Why not go out there and date a whole bunch of different people and see what it is you really want. And when you're more mature, then come in and bring in this cup of love kind of energy. That's kind of talking about this juggling energy here. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is 1 pentacle away from total fulfillment. And like in the 3D, health, wealth, happiness, prosperity. And if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla talks about if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And that's kind of the energy here. This is talking, remember, pentacles are not just money. Pentacles are health, wealth, happiness, lifestyle, everything that you want on the 3D plane. And this energy is talking about that she always, this is like pre-Empress energy. So the Empress is like the generator of energy. She always keeps 6 pentacles for herself, and then she'll play with these 3 and she'll give them to someone else, or she will invest in others. She'll give to charity, whatever. She always keeps her hand on at least 6 because she has the foresight to know that she needs to, if you've ever heard that saying, if you've ever been on a plane and all of a sudden the masks drop down, they'll always tell you, put your mask on first. And even if you have a young child with you, put your mask on first, because you need to look after yourself first. Your young child isn't going to be able to put their own mask on, and they're not going to be able to put it on you. So you have to look after yourself first to be able to give to others. And we're really deep in that kind of energy right now. There's a lot of Saturn energy out there right now. And Capricorn is the sign that we're in right now. We moved into the sign of Capricorn on December 22nd, and we've got the sun there, and we've got Mars there, and we've got Venus there. So I've noticed in all of these readings, especially the astrological ones, that, well, it's just coming up over and over again, this energy of, the sun is representing shining light on situations that are happening. And if you've ever heard, the Mars and Venus, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's Mars and Venus are both in Capricorn also, and so this is really ambitious energy. And quite often it's about partnerships and that kind of energy. So any discrepancies there are really being highlighted right now. And so if something happened to you in the past and it wasn't on the up and up with a partner, if it's going to come out, it's going to come out now. And karma is, it just keeps coming in, reading after reading. The Hierophant is here, and it's an overall energy, and you can really see this in the news right now. There's a lot of this old shift that happened years ago is coming out now. And even stuff that's just happened lately, and all of a sudden all this information is pouring out, and it's like, what? Like, you're just like dumbfounded if you listen to the news, which I don't do too much right now. I can only take small bursts of it because I'm really seeing it in the readings. And the thing about that is whatever happens at a higher level is going to affect everybody below it, right? And so a lot of this new energy coming in, I mean, there are people that are leaders of the countries and that kind of energy, and we're supposed to be able to look up to them and say, hey, this person is really someone we can admire and respect. And turns out, no, actually we couldn't. They did this or they did that kind of energy, and yikes! It's just like it's like kind of disturbing for the people underneath. And then whatever they're doing is also happening within average individual people's lives on a smaller level. And so all of this is kind of like this energy of Capricorn energy is like being responsible. And it goes deep. It's like Saturn energy. It's like you have to be responsible with your power. You have to be responsible with your money. That kind of energy. You have to be responsible in your love life, like everything. And so the King of Cups is, they're known to be the most emotionally available king. Like, they are able to hold in that energy. They have good control over their emotions. So they are in the rough waters, always represent mixed emotions, rough emotions. And this is talking about, like, this king is sitting out there right in the middle of the storm, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. I've got a cup of love here, and I'm ready when you are, kind of energy. I'll just wait until you're like feeling calmer, and then I'll approach you with this cup of love. That's the kind of energy. And so be recognizing that, hey, the Queen of Swords isn't going to just accept just any offer. Like, forget it. There's no way that's going to happen. And so the King of Cups is just patiently waiting there, and totally, you notice his right foot is forward. That means he's ready to take action as soon as the opportunity presents itself. And he'll, when the Queen of Swords would be more open to the offer kind of energy, so he can survive it. That's kind of energy. And yeah, and then look at this. This is talking about having the energy of, this is a reward from the universe and from God, saying, hey, this cup of love coming in could be something really awesome. Do it in the upright. Make sure that you're true, you're true in your emotions. Understand that a lot of the challenges that we face in life are actually opportunities in disguise, and we have to be able to sort through that and discern that. So the Page of Wands represents this, the Ace of Wands represents this energy right here. It's about having this new feeling in you, like, yay, I love life. It's so awesome. I'm in love. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about my life. That kind of energy. And this is a gift for doing the work to be able to be in this position, to attract the energy of the King of Cups, remembering that this also could be a woman in her masculine energy. So, and this is talking like kind of like setting up your environment. Like if you want to attract this kind of energy, then you have to be this kind of energy. You have to work towards that. And you are, this is saying right away from the very beginning that this was what you were meant to be. You were supposed to be in this energy. And you have everything, the tools that you need to make this happen. And just be really aware of that energy. Again, when you look at this queen, like it's like this cup of love here from the past is a no-go. Like look at the energy. They're not matching. So this is talking about, hey, there's a better opportunity out there for you. That kind of energy. And then we have, oh, I almost grabbed the wrong card here. We have Judgment. There we have it. So the Hierophant is calling Judgment. And again, like the Hierophant, this is about, this house here is talking about commitment, marriage, and partnerships for you. This is talking about transformation, like secrets coming out, like I said, like with that Sun and Mars and Venus all together there in the Capricorn energy and with Saturn ruling them. It's like very... it's kind of a like death to anything that is not real. And it talks about shared resources, all of that kind of energy. And then having the discernment to recognize which of those cups would be the best ones for you to start with, kind of energy. You have all these opportunities here. Which one do you want to move forward with? And you notice like the very first card, the Victory, is knowing that, okay, this is where I'm going now, and I have a passion for it, and I'm on my journey again now, kind of energy. You know, if you think about the Wheel of Fortune, it's always turning. It's past, present, and future, and it's all kind of, the only place that we really have time in a linear way is on planet Earth, because we have calendars and clocks, etc. But the universe doesn't really operate like that. The past, present, and future are all interlinked. And so this Judgment is being called, and it's being called for the ancestors and the descendants. So this is talking about this energy here. I feel like in your childhood, there was some sort of real hardship for you there. Like, and so, you know, congratulations, Virgo, for doing your best to, you know, learn about love in the right way. And yeah, you might have made mistakes and you might have juggled a bit here. But, you know, once you understand yourself, then you could be like the King of Cups, where you're sitting out there in the middle of all this water and the calmest person there, like, you know, not rattled by it. And this is talking about your career and your reputation and your public image. Like being known to be steady in that way. The thing about the King of Cups, if they're betrayed in love, they are the ones that are going to hold the, most likely to hold a grudge. And then we have, this is the energy of blessings coming in for you and from outside of you. And outside of, I feel like outside of this energy you were in, like you're now, you've reinvented yourself kind of energy, and now you're in this judgment is going to be called on whatever has happened here, your actions, other people's actions, that kind of energy. So it's really a very interesting reading, Virgo. Like it's talking, Virgo loves to have everything like clean and clear cut. This is pretty clean and clear cut. The danger here would be being really too impulsive because of imperfect communication, you know, that kind of energy. Or moving forward with imperfect communication about what's really happening. Like make sure that that your sources are correct. That's the energy, because the fire horse energy, like this horse looks really calm, and so does this horse. But if they get startled and they get the bit in their mouth and they want to get out of there, like you're not going to stop a horse when you're, you know, and you're just along for the ride at that point. And that's kind of the energy, the danger of in 2026 is that sometimes we can burn ourselves out by doing too much, multitasking too much. And then we have more quantity over quality, that kind of energy. So you might be able to attract 7 different cups of love, but none of them are measuring up to what you really want kind of energy, if that makes sense to you. So what we're going to do now is clarify this. If you're enjoying this reading or benefiting from it, please give it a like and comment. It really does empower me to build my channel. I am going to clarify this now with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS from thevector.com. I have a website. I have all the paintings from my oracle. There's 64. I started in 2007, completed them all, 64 in 2020, at the end of 2020. And now I'm working on bringing the deck out. And I'm working with all of you to gather the information for the book that goes with my deck. So I'm just tuning into this energy. In the description box below, I will put the cards in the order that they appear here. So if you want to go to the website and check it out, you can. And it is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. My cat is nervous because she knows these dragon cards get very jumpy. And they've hit her in the head before. Sorry, Stella. As soon as I started shuffling, she's like, okay, I'm... woke up. Okay, this is the card that wanted to come out. Oh, look at this. You were meant to be a superstar. So in 26, things are, if you were looking for more harmony, there's harmony coming in. The Hierophant is going to take into consideration, really the only judge that is able to really judge a situation with people is God himself, because, hey, God knows what you've been through, and really, God knows what you've been through. We don't know what people have gone through in their childhood and that kind of energy. And I'm really getting an energy of really being ostracized from the family kind of energy, like a foster situation or something like that. And those can be very, very challenging. So it's just, it's a total plus that you're looking to heal and move forward. Congratulations. We have Aquarius energy, and this is about moving into this age of experimentation rather than trying to fix old problems and go back to old relationships and, be like the Queen of Swords, where she's like, no. I can smell that coming in from a mile away, that energy, and I am not interested because from observation, she already experimented with that energy, and from observation, she didn't enjoy it. So she doesn't need to go back there. The Queen of Swords is the type of person, she loves adventure too, but she would prefer to have a new adventure that she's already learned from, like not something she's already learned from and repeat it over and over again. And then we have the energy coming in of, it was in this order. So we have the foolhardy energy. So this is about really being able to anticipate your journey. You've done this is talking about someone that, you've worked at reining those emotions in and being the leader that you can be, and looking forward to your upcoming journal. But then the flippin' devil comes in. So here's the devil coming in. So some sort of temptation came in. And this is talking about, generally, this energy is talking about like a lot of lovers, and wanting to, juggle that. And so, if you're not attached to anyone and you don't have any commitments, it doesn't matter. But if you were attached and you walked away from that, it could be coming back now to bite you in the butt. And that's just the kind of energy that, because this is temptation, is that impulsive energy that I'm talking about. And it's really interesting because in 2025, we came to that end of a 9-year cycle. And that is like a decade of energy coming back now to be resolved right here. Everything that's happened in the last 10 years so that you can move forward in the new. You've got like the full moon and the new moon here. This is talking about releasing everything that no longer belongs to you, and then moving forward in a new way. So when the temptation card comes up, when the devil comes up, and I just want to point out, the devil is ruled by Saturn. And quite often, like on the devil card, the lovers are chained to each other, chained to Saturn's box and to each other. And Saturn's box represents that Capricorn Saturn energy. If you have to be very responsible with that energy, because it runs very deep, and it's like what the foundation really of life in many ways on planet Earth. And so let's see, the devil never does his own dirty work. The devil always sends in a minion, or God will cover you. What happened here? Degradation. Okay. So this is talking about degrading yourself in some way, and or others degrading you. So that could be why you are in this energy, feeling degraded as a child, and then moving forward. This could also be in the present, degrading others. This kind of energy being degrading. Like if you were like, hey, like the Page of Wands is like a real, someone that is going to grow up to be a very desirable man if they stay on the path. They're good looking, they've got a lot going for them, they're really intelligent, they're visionary, all of that energy. And if they kind of lower their standards, then what happens is it degrades their energy. So we have justice coming in. So this is redemption of karma being meted out now. And as I said, in this I was talking about a decade, but we also have the ancestors coming out of their box. This can represent Pandora's box being opened, and like whatever happened to you as a child is coming out now also. So we're talking about a lot of karma being cleared, and it could even mean that you actually cleared some generational curses like that have been degrading the bloodline of your family. So this energy is talking about, there's a lot of energy behind this justice. And then we have the sun. So the sun is shining down on this situation. Oh, okay. So what it's saying here is, like, if you live in Canada, and like I said, in the prairies, you could have like 5 months of winter. And if you have a dog or a couple dogs, God forbid, and you don't clean up after them day after day, and you wait till spring, eventually the sun is going to melt the snow. And oh Lord, if you have not been cleaning up after your dog on a regular basis, it smells. It's like really gross in the spring. People that live in Canada will know exactly what I mean. And this is what God is saying. God represents the sun and saying there's going to be happiness after this. Whatever these people did to degrade you is going to be, the light is going to be shone on this. The snow is going to be melt. And the stink of their actions is going to be so smelly, it will be smelled all over. It'll be very public, and they will be exposed. They actually have companies that opened in some areas where they go in and they clean up the shift for you, because something has to be done. It's like disgusting, right? Layers and layers of snow. And it melts, and I don't have to keep going on about it, but it is really gross. It's, you have to clean up after your dog every day, not wait 4 or 5 months, and then do it at one time. We have the High Priestess coming in, and this is talking about using your intuition to have joy. And, this is about, if you're hanging out with God, you're going to feel pretty joyful, right? And so this is about being on your path. And so this energy, I feel, is going to really clear up, both on the spiritual side and that's the good part of it. It's going to be cleared up. We'll call that company. And then we have scotoma. So this is about having a blind spot about what's going on in some level. So scotoma is an area in the eye. in the eyeball where there's a little scar or something and the pixels aren't lining up in the big picture, but you can't really tell because unless it's like on the lens of your eye kind of energy, on your pupil. And usually it's not. So this is the kind of energy where you could maybe have been in a situation where you could see what was happening and no one else could. Or everybody could see what was happening, but you couldn't. Or everybody could see the situation for what it is, or no one could see the situation for what it is. That's the kind of energy. Let's see at the bottom of the deck what's coming up about this here. What can the Hierophant, okay. Well, that's pretty clear. The Hierophant's coming in to deal with this juggling energy. That's what's happening. So justice, all of this energy coming in. The truth will set you free. This card has been coming up so much. And so this could represent an energy that your mother is worried about you, of course. Mothers are taught to worry about their children a lot of the time, which is unfortunate because the greatest weakness for any child would be a mother worrying about you. And that's because if a mother can't see the potential in her child, then who else is going to, right? And it also talks about saying, oh, I'm not going to be like my mother when I grow up. And then one day you're looking in the mirror and you're saying, magic mirror on the wall, I've become my mother after all. Shift. That kind of energy. Everything I said I wasn't going to do wrong, I did. And that's when we realize, I feel like when we became, like if you've never been a parent, once you become a parent, you realize, oh, it's not as easy as it looked. Babies don't come with manuals, that kind of energy. So that's when you might be able to forgive a little bit more. And then we have the Gemini energy coming in. So Gemini is talking about, that's the third sign. There's Aries, the infant comes in, Taurus, the toddler, and then Gemini is the first air sign coming in. And this is about when we go to kindergarten and we learn. And so I'm just getting, this was just immature learning about love, like, hey, that's what happens, right? And it's really like understanding that, life isn't all logic and this is about communication. And I really feel like a lot of people don't realize this sometimes. But, you'll think about, oh, well, what's the answer to my question? And that the question is so important. But what if the answer to your question is so important, but what if the question you ask is more important than the answer you get? Think about it. Maybe that's something that people need to think about. Is if you logically present someone with a question, what if it's the wrong question? Then who cares what the answer is, Indifference. So sometimes you have to learn the hard way that you invest in people that really are not invested in you, this energy here. So it's kind of, we're all in it together. Yeah, we're all in the world together, but, keep 6 pentacles for yourself. Because people can become very indifferent and like not care about other people's suffering or the suffering they cause others just because they want what they want. And quite often they just don't want to have to work for it. And then we have the energy of Pisces coming in. And so this is like someone who is really mature, that understands, hey, I'm not diving into this mess here. I'm let these people, this is an alpha male. This is like, hey, if they want to lower their standards and all of that, I'm just going to wait here until the water calms before I move forward. Sink or swim energy. I want to point out when I bring these zodiac signs in, then I'm not particularly talking about specific people. I'm talking about the energy of Aquarius, and what stage of life does it represent? And it's not about age, because some people mature quicker than others. Some people have to mature quicker than others. And so this is more about what can we learn from the quality of that sign. And each of them has benefits and that we can learn from. And then we have the Leo energy coming in. So this is the passion, like this energy right here of having that again. And this is what I feel this reading for you, Virgo, is saying that if, you know, you've been through a lot, whatever here, then the gift from the universe is that being able to be back in this energy and do it better this time. You know, when you know better, you do better. That kind of energy. And Capricorn, yeah. So it's talking about this, Capricorn energy is very ambitious. It's about taking consistent steps of action towards your goals, doing it responsibly, and also recognizing that it's ruled by Saturn. And so whatever you do is going to come back. The devil is also ruled by Saturn energy. That's the Saturn's box that the two lovers in the tarot, the diagram is of the two lovers with chains on their neck being yoked to Saturn's box. So you don't want, think outside the box. That's the moral. There you go. And yeah, this has been a really, really interesting reading. I've really enjoyed it. I feel like it's been very informative, and kind of reminds me to recognize that really you don't know what people have been through to cause them to do the actions that they do. So, you can forgive people, but it doesn't mean that you forgive the action, and you can forgive yourself for being maybe naive about it at the time or whatever, not having the experience. And just move forward. And when people know better, they do better. That kind of energy. I really like it. I hope you have too. Please do like and comment if you have, and it really helps build my channel. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I would be honored if you did so. Bye for now. I will have the next reading out for you regarding the new moon coming up. Bye for now, Virgo. Okay, Stella, we have to wake you up. We have to wake you up.